Woo! What's going on, guys? Ohms Forum coming at you guys today with another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the NFL draft coming up. We're finally here. Got the hat. It's like Christmas time for the Detroit Lions fans. This is pretty much, I would say, 32 NFL teams fans Christmas. You know, we finally get a taste of football. We get a taste of football for so long, free agency, we get the Super Bowl and then we get a little bit of a lull and then we get some free agency, we get the combine. And then when the draft finally comes, it really feels like football's back. And then we'll start seeing workouts. We'll see another phase of free agency, pickups, we'll hear from the players that got drafted, all the kids, all the veterans. It just starts, the wheels start getting put in motion. And like I said earlier, when with Lions fans, this has kind of been our Super Bowl too as well. We're always picking high in the draft. We're always talking about the NFL draft literally like in October, November. 2022 was a little bit of a different story though. We started off really bad. Played really hot down the stretch, winning 8 out of 10 games. There wasn't really talking too much about NFL draft. You saw the mocks out there, and I'm all mocked out. I don't even think I made one mock this year. I looked at a lot of mocks, and I'm not that guy that's going to get mad at mocks and say enough is enough. You know what I mean? If I see one more mock, I'm going to go crazy. No, man. It's true that the mocks get a little bit played out, but it's just people having fun. And we're finally here. We're a day away. It's NFL Draft Eve, hence the hat. So, I just wanted to say, and I think I've made this video probably three years in a row. I've been doing this now, 4 years. Time's kind of flown by, but I think every year I've kind of made this video, the pre-draft video, the night before. We see this fan and his fan base, this Lions fan base, man, is something else, man. They're passionate. They love their football team. We stick with this football team over and over again every single year. We don't go anywhere. But I just want to say, man, whatever happens tomorrow and in the next 2 days, Friday and Saturday, we're going to see some things going on with this franchise, and just some things going on all together with all 32 teams. Just remember, Brad Holmes is smarter than all of us. The work that those guys put in to accomplish what they're trying to accomplish is mind-boggling. Like, it's really easy as, like, let's just say, for instance, me. I'm a YouTuber. I'm a passionate fan. I love doing draft analysis. I love watching game film. I love studying up on players, yada, yada, yada. But that's the easy part. That's really the easy part. And I'm not saying being, like, just analyzing players is super easy, but it's like the hard part about what Brad Holmes and his scouting department do is beyond what goes on the field. It goes beyond that. Like, they talk to their parents. They interview these kids one-on-one. They get these guys in a room and they talk to these kids for hours. They put them up on a chalkboard. They ask them, what would you do in this scenario? They go through film together. And like I said, they get a hold of their parents. They get a hold of family. They get a hold of your lost aunt and uncle. They're going to talk to even your art teacher that was your grade 3 art teacher. They'll find somebody that they can dig deep, and they will do their due diligence, and they will be all over that said player. If they really want to dig in on a certain player that they like or maybe even dislike. Like, I'm sure with the Jalen Carter thing too, they just didn't talk to Jalen Carter. They dig a little deeper, man. They talk to old high school coaches, middle school coaches. Since this kid's been playing football, what kind of kid was he? Was he a good kid, a bad kid? Was he good grades in grade school? It matters. all that stuff matters, and that's the super hard part of it. Like watching the film and seeing how much a player dominates is completely different than really getting into the core of a kid. And we don't have that luxury as a YouTuber, as a fan. I don't have that luxury. So when you see people out there like this fan base, you'll see people going, "Well, if Brad Holmes does this, I'm done. I'm never going to back this team up again. They take a tight end at 18, I'm out." Well, see ya. This isn't an airport. There's no need to announce your departure. It's just that simple. So we have to have trust in the process. We have seen what Brad Holmes has done for the past couple of years. Year one was a train wreck, just of us playing football. It was a bad football team. We didn't look good at all until maybe the end of the year with the offense. Defense was terrible. Lots of bad things were going on in this organization. We were handed a dumpster fire. Brad Holmes is trying to make something out of nothing. And I think, year two, he really hit. He really hit on a lot of picks. Majority of those picks hit. He's had a couple misfires. That's going to happen. Free agency hasn't been perfect either, but it's been good. This year I think was really good with what they did in the secondary. I think that was outstanding. Grabbing it a Sutton, a C.J. Gardner-Johnson, bringing in Emmanuel Mosley on a prove-it deal. There was lots of good things happening this year, not only through just like the organization itself, but through free agency. I really like what they did in the secondary. But Brad Holmes isn't perfect, but he is probably one of the best GMs this city has ever seen, and he's only been here 2 years. So, we trust the process. We understand what they're looking for now. It's pretty much laid out in stone that they look for particular players at every single level. They're not gonna leave any stone unturned. They're definitely gonna just cover their bases and go after players. So it's okay to be critical. It's completely okay to be critical of this team. I've been a fan of this team. I'm 50 years old right now, and I have seen pretty much remember watching this team when I was about 6 or 7 years old. So I've seen about 43 years of up and down football, and most of it down. Majority of it down. They had a couple good teams in the 80s. 90s we had something there a little bit too. That one team in 91, 92, whatever it was, the team that actually won that playoff game against the Cowboys at the Silverdome, which I was at with my dad, by the way. And that was a great team. That was a really great team. So we've seen teams like that, and in the 2000s were pretty awful. A couple good teams here and there. But majority, it's been down. We've seen a little bit of up. And we've seen GMs, coaches come walking through those doors, that building, and just be train wrecks. And it feels good with these guys right now. Now, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow and the next couple of days, Friday and Saturday. But I just want to tell everybody that those guys are smarter than us. They're much more smarter than us. So it's okay to be critical. You can dislike a pick. It's happened in the past. Of course, and I'm not telling you how to be a fan. You do you, man. If you want to go ballistic after a pick, that's completely up to you. What I like to kind of do is, if I don't like a pick, all of a sudden, obviously you're going to have, sometimes you get that knee-jerk reaction, and I've had a few of them in my time, and I think that's kind of just comes with the passion part of it. But when the dust settles and the air is a little bit clearer and people are kind of, their heart rate is a little bit more down, you're running at a normal level. You have to tend to look at the bigger picture on why that player was drafted. We're not going to always disagree on everything, but hey, you have to trust the process on what Brad Holmes and what Dan Campbell are doing here. And there's some things going on right now, man, in this draft. You're hearing rumors about everything. Will Levis shooting up. Will Anderson falling down to 6. This guy going, Jalen Carter falling out of the top 10. This guy shooting back up to the top 5. It's just, it's all chatter. None of it's legit. We don't know what's going on. I thought personally that there was going to be somebody signed right now by like the number 1 pick, but like a Bryce Young, going to Carolina, but now Will Levis is telling everybody he's going to Carolina. So you don't know who to believe. This is with the NFL, and I find that the NFL is notorious for this, and I'm pretty sure other teams do this as well. But the NFL is notorious for liars. And it's like it's part of the game. It's not like it's a bad lie, like you're lying to your family or anything like that. It's like you're throwing misinformation out there. That's what I mean by lying. Like, we love this guy, we don't like this guy, we're going to trade up for here. You see every single sports writer in this town telling you that we're going to do this, we're going to do that, I'm going to throw this mock out, this is what's going to happen, this is going to happen, for sure this is going to happen. You got Terry Foster telling everybody that we're completely afraid of Jalen Carter. He's saying that we're going to move up to 3 to grab Anderson. Where's he getting his information from? Terry Foster is a well-known reporter out there. But, where's he getting that information from? He's not going to tell you. He's not going to tell you. And he could be right, or he could be just looking for a hot take, because that's what journalists do. That's what reporters do for a living. But I just want to remind everybody, man, that I trust Brad Holmes. I think everybody else should. You don't have to. He's had some misfires, like I said. We're still waiting on a couple guys. I'm not going to name any names, because every time I name names, people get really upset about guys that I think he's misfired on. And I think he's misfired on a few, but he's nailed more than he's misfired on. So he's doing a great job. I think this draft alone, though, this 2023 draft, with all the hype surrounding this team, okay, we're going to win the North. We're gonna spank teams. We're gonna win 12, 13 games. We're one of the favorites to win the NFC Championship. We're a top team. We're a top 11 team, top 10, top 11 team in the NFL power rankings. We got Super Bowl odds going it's a little bit low. Obviously, it's low, but it's like higher than we've ever seen. But we're heavy favorites to win the North, and we're like 47% chance to win the NFC Championship, to go to the Super Bowl. I think it's a little bit hyped up. I think it's a little bit crazy right now. Make it to the playoffs. Make the playoffs. Win a playoff game. That's what I want to see. But the hype is there, so it's the eyes are all on Brad Holmes in this draft. And I think this draft is really, really important for this team to make that next step. We've seen what's going on in the NFC North, man. The Bears, who I think have improved, that if Justin Fields becomes that quarterback that we all don't want him to be, then I think the Bears are going to be legit. I really do. They've done some things. They overpaid for some players, obviously, but they've done some things. And they have picks. And, if Fields becomes that guy, which he could, you know what I mean? He could become that guy. Then the Bears are legitimate in the NFC North. The Vikings, I always told you guys about the Vikings. They were frauds. They were complete frauds last year. And I don't have a problem with the Vikings, even though they're an NFC North team. It's the one team that I can actually stomach as a Detroit Lions fan is the Minnesota Vikings. Their fan base is usually pretty cool. I have buddies who are Minnesota fans. One of my good buddies, Kenny, who lives in Mexico. He's a really good. He's a big time Minnesota Vikings fan. He's not obnoxious. You don't really see a lot of obnoxious Vikings fans. But when it comes to the Bears and the Packers, they're obnoxious in droves. They don't go away. They think they're special. But then you see the Packers team itself, it's still a really good roster. That's still a solid roster. You look at that roster, look at that secondary, look at that defense and all. Overall, they got some ballers. Then you go look at that running back group. You got Dillon, you got Jones. Two good guys. Watson on his second year. Dobbs on his second year. They're going to have to add to that mix a little bit too. O-line is still pretty damn good. Don't know what's going on with Bakhtiari though. But then it comes down to quarterback Jordan Love. Aaron Rodgers is bye-bye. He's a New York Jet. I don't think Jordan Love is a very good quarterback. But if that kid becomes decent, then that team's going to be a problem as well. So this is a huge draft for the Detroit Lions. They're going to have to hit on some guys to stop those individuals in the North too as well, not just all around in all 32 teams. So have faith in Brad Holmes and just remember he is much smarter than you and I put together. Much, much smarter. So if he goes out and he gets somebody that you don't like or I don't like, he reaches for a tight end somewhere, there's a reason. There's a reason. And hey, he's not perfect, but there's a reason why they went after those certain individuals. That's what I'm trying to say. No, I'm not calling anybody special, but certain individuals, if they grab here and you don't like the pick, they grab a tight end early, man. They grab another safety or something that people don't like. They grab a wide receiver. Some people don't even want no wide receiver in this fan base, which is beyond weird to me. They're going to be going after guys like that. Personally, I think they are. So, and when and if they do, there's a reason why they did it. So, man, have some fun tomorrow, guys. Thursday, I think 8 o'clock. That starts. I should be doing a live pod with I'm not sure who with yet. I'm not going up to the Soaring Eagles Casino. Just can't make it. It's 3 hours away. Just can't do it. Just can't do it right now. It's just a little bit too far. And next time, in Detroit, I'll be there next year, 2024, downtown Detroit. That's not going to be an issue. Just couldn't get to it this year. My own doing. I wish I could, but it's just bad timing. Just can't do it. And wish I could be with Micro Mike and those guys at Soaring Eagle. Avery Giovanni, I think, is going to be there. Dosa Dion, everything King, Herman Moore, Lomas Brown, Devin Gardner. There's a couple other special guests as well. So I was kind of hoping to make it there, but it's just not at the moment right now. But I will be doing a pod either on my channel or I'm talking to a couple people right now, and something's going to be done. Something's going to be done, and just remember, Brad Holmes is much smarter than you and me put together, man. Just remember that, guys. Just remember that, and just, we got to trust the process, Be critical, but trust the process. Thanks a lot, guys. That's the video, man. We're less than 24 hours. We're about 24 hours away now. We're about 24 hours away from the actual draft. Starts at 8 o'clock. I'll be on YouTube probably a little bit less than that, so see you then, guys. Thanks for tuning in and watching me. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button at the bottom right. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Get all my videos. Don't forget to like, comment, share this out. Come on, guys. NFL Draft, pick 6, pick 18, 2 more picks in the second round. First round tomorrow, though, guys. Let's look at that. Let's focus. Thanks, guys. One pride. Go Lions. Kabloom. Let's go. Woo!